Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's a continuation video from our last one where we created this image. As you see here, the launching images for the ROMs. Some people had some issues where they would press the button on there, but it wouldn't do anything, it wouldn't continue, or it would just disappear. And I'm going to show you how to configure that, or it just wasn't working at all. So I have a couple games here where it has all the launching images set up on here. First thing, on the USB encoder board on here, make sure the player 1 button, the one that we're using to continue, is the first button. So the one player right there that we're going to use in the image is going to be connected to the first one. Rest of the buttons could go to either one, but that one has to be connected to the first port on the USB encoder for this to work. So I'm gonna pull up a game on here. Let's pull up Frogger. Now initially when you launch this, the image comes up, but then it just disappears after 2 seconds. I didn't press any button on there. It just disappeared, goes right into the game. So we don't want that. I'm gonna back out of here. And the way to fix that, we're going to go into our RetroPie menu on here, and then you want to select Run Command Configuration. Okay, because by default it's set up on 2 seconds, so the image will disappear regardless whether you press the button or not on there after the 2 seconds. And this can be changed here, number 4. If we click enter on there, we could set the number 2 to whatever number we want. So how many seconds you want the delay. So let's say you want 30 seconds, or you want, I don't know, 60 seconds on there, and then it will disappear. So you could set a timer on there if you wanted to, or in this case I'm going to put 999 seconds, so it'll stay up there. After you set also your emulators on there, you could disable the first one. That's the box that comes up in the beginning for you press. You could disable that with the first one. Okay, so now when we go back into our games on here, let's pull up Frogger again. When we load this up this time, the loading image will come up for the game, and after 2 seconds it's still going to remain there. So without me pressing anything on here, this will stay on here as long as you set the seconds to how long you want it on here. Okay, so if I press any button on here, it's not going to work. The only one on here is the player 1, and there we go, it loads up. Alright, now let's say now because I have the first button connected on the encoder as button 0, and I also have it set up as the A button. But let's say if I made that player 1 into start or select button, let's go configure the joystick on here. So I'm going to do up, down, left, right, and then let's say I want to make this as my start instead of my A button. Okay, select, I'll skip, and then I'll put the A button down here as my player 2, and then skip the rest on here. So let's say you had like the Street Fighter cabinet, or one that has a lot of buttons on here, and you don't want to make the player 1 as your A button. Okay, because if you set it as the first button on the encoder and you set it as the A button, it will automatically work for the setup for the image. Okay, but here I'm going to show you if we set the button as something else other than the A button, and to get this to work. So basically, let me back out here. So now when I load up Frogger on here, I have it on button 0, but I have it set up as my start button. So if I hit it now, it's not going to do anything on here. Alright, so here's how we fix that. We're going to have to go back to our RetroPie menu on here, and then on here go up to File Manager. Okay, click on that. Okay, once we're in File Manager on here, make sure you have your keyboard here. We're actually going to go back to, so the 2 dots, and then here as well, go back another 2 until you're on this screen. Then come down a bit to OPT. Okay, click on that. Then go down to RetroPie. Then we want to go down to Supplementary. Okay. And then once we're here, go down to Run Command. And highlight where it says joy2key.py. We're going to need to edit that. And the way we do that is going to be with the F4 key. If you look on the bottom here, it tells you the functions. And it's F1, F2, F3, 4. The 4 one is the edit. So F4, we're going to click on that. Make sure you're highlighted on joy2key. And then you get this screen here on the bottom. Press the number 1. And then hit enter. Okay, I'll get us here to this box here. We're going to need to scroll down a bit, so use your arrows on here. Okay, go down a couple screens, a little bit further down. Okay, now when we get here to this, okay, we see number getting configured for D-pad, button A, B, X, Y, and then below it where it has BTN map, we're going to change the A button. Okay, we're going to delete that, and whatever you set player 1 as, if you didn't set as the A button, we change it to start. You know, if you change it to select, you would press type out select here. So I'm going to type out start, and now I got to save this. To save this, it's going to be Control X is to exit. Okay. So on the bottom, as you can see there, press Control X, then it's going to ask to save. You're going to press Y for yes, and then the file name we're going to keep the same. So just hit enter. Okay, and this will get us back to the regular screen. To back out of here, you're going to press F10. That'll get us back to our menu screen. And then let's load up Frogger once again. So now when we go here, we got our launch menu art here. It's staying as long as we set it. And now if we hit any button, the A button there, nothing's gonna happen. The start button here for player 1 will continue. So that's how you change that. If you set your player 1 other than A, all you have to do is go into that file manager file and change the joy2key on the options there. Alright, that does it here. I'll be looking to do another video shortly here. I'll do a Pac-Man video here. I'm going to make the ultimate Pac-Man 40th anniversary style on here. I'm going to put all those games on here onto one machine. We're going to add a coin door on the bottom there. We'll have the holding the one button to exit out. Everything we've done on these videos. I'll try to get that video for you guys shortly.